Do, 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 do.
She's dancing. She's singing. Hello, everybody.
Hello out there.
Sorry, we were a couple of minutes late. We did our first members-only live stream prior to this as well with the Club Downsized folks. And there were actually people there. So
yeah,
who
so
knew?
it's exciting. So I'm Laraine Durham, and this is my husband, Christopher Durham, and together we're the Downsized. We're the channel that talks about everything GLP-1 related. So those are medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, Zepbound, Tirzepatide, Semaglutide, Saxenda,
Liraglutide, Cagrasema, Metatrutide. There's so many more coming. I'm so excited about all the new ones.
Yeah. So so we're here live to answer your questions and to chat about GLP-1 weight loss. I've lost 50 pounds on compounded Tirzepatide. I've maintained that loss. I looked today. I was like, how long has it been? It's been 4 months. So and I'm still dosing once a week on the 7.5 milligram. That's my maintenance dose. And Christopher, do you want to talk about your weight loss?
Sure. So we started at the same time, September of last year, and I'm down 84 pounds, I believe it is today. 84 might be 0.1.
We'll clap for you.
Yeah, thank you. I've been on compounded Tirzepatide, then Zepbound, then Mounjaro, then compounded Tirzepatide, and kind of interchangeably throughout the whole time. It's been interesting because people ask all the time, how have those done? Honestly, I haven't really noticed any difference among the three of them. Occasionally my body does weird things, but I think that's more my body doing weird things, not the medications.
Yeah, because sometimes I remember 1 week not too long ago, you got really tired. And then 1 week the cat's clawing at the...
No, Kitty, what are you doing?
Jojo's here.
And
you had some other just random things that...
I tell people these medications behave differently every week, every dose. Just because you knew what the symptom or the side effect was last week doesn't mean that's what it'll be this week or next month. I'm on 15 milligram dose about 16, 17 weeks in. I don't keep a spreadsheet, so I don't actually remember how many weeks it's been. But it's working fine. It's not as effective as it was early on. I mean, early on, I could barely eat 2 bites. Now I can eat, but it still pretty much keeps the food noise away, and I eat small amounts. So,
yeah.
Just to
can
give
you move that over there?
I can.
Oh, that picture. That's us in 2020 at the height of COVID on our front porch. I gained a good amount of weight over COVID, as did, I guess, most people in America, if not around the world. So I guess at this picture, I must have been around 210 pounds, maybe 215-ish. Which was definitely not my all-time high, but definitely a high weight for me. So I started my journey with compounded Tirzepatide at 193 pounds. I'm 5'4" and a quarter. And today I weighed myself. I was 143.8, I think. So that's not quite 50, but roughly. So yeah, Christopher, in that picture, I think you were, 280, 290?
Probably 290,
probably
yeah.
290, 295. Yeah, so. It
was a lot. Let's see here.
Oh.
This is me in Fort Lauderdale, if Miss...
not Shorty. Mel B.
Mel B, thank you.
Mel B lives in Fort Lauderdale. But yeah,
we were getting on a cruise.
Let's
see, last year at some point. So
Pamela, I'm on maintenance. So that's me. I posted some pictures in my Facebook groups today. One of them was this yellow shirt before and after, and the same yellow shirt.
Oh, I'll have to update that one because the newer one.
Yeah,
you look slimmer there.
Actually. That wasn't a newer anyway, but yeah. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Oh, let's see who we have here. I think Lisa Tipton was first here. Lisa Tipton says hello. Thank you, Lisa. Tipton. Black Squirrel gives me a nice smiley face.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out maintenance. So I had a colonoscopy a week ago. I was off my medicine for 14 days prior to the colonoscopy, and then had it on Monday. I took my shot on Wednesday. I was super hungry. I'd been off the medication for 17 days. Came back around to this week, and I thought, well, maybe I can go like till Friday and take my shot. And I came home from the gym, and I was just like starving. Like, I want all the food and all the things. So, because we're like, take your shot right now.
Well, and I'm trying to get her to do a video that's like, 5 things I learned after being off my medication for 14 days or something. Because I think there's some interesting learnings that she has.
I was hungry. The end.
Nah, I think we could find some more learnings than that.
Took a little deeper.
I was hungry. The end is a pretty short video.
Yeah, and I have to have hey shorty, I have to have a second colonoscopy because they found a spot that is benign but precancerous. So I have to go to the hospital where they have better equipment to, I guess, cut it out or solder it back together or whatever they whatever.
I don't think that's the way it works.
Ablation is the term. So I don't really know what that means, but y'all probably do. So I don't know when that'll be. So that's a little, again, I'll have to go off the medication to have that colonoscopy. I'm thinking it'll probably be after the first of the year. They haven't called me to set it up yet, and I'm kind of a little nervous about that. Maybe I should call them. You know how these things work, where it's a different doctor. And anyway,
Grace Raby says hello Grace.
Hello.
Jazzy MD
Jazzy
as well. Deb Zimmerman, hello everybody. Deb, thanks for being a member.
Oh yeah,
she
hit
says,
that
like everybody.
Yeah, if you guys could please hit that like and subscribe. So we've got over 6,500 subscribers. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thanks for hitting the like button. If you're a member of Club Downsized, thank you for being a member of Club Downsized. All of our content is free, but if you'd like to support us, we do have Club Downsized. You might see a link below our picture where it says join. Don't click it right now because you won't be able to hear me talk, but you can click it later and see the perks you get when you join Club Downsized. And here's a list of our members. Oh, Mel just gave us a super thanks. Thank you, Mel. Hi again. My Downsized sweatshirt is supposed to arrive this weekend. Sending prayers and goodbye vibes your way. Thank you. Thanks so much, Mel.
So swag. So we launched swag. I know it's crazy that anybody would want to buy swag for an old people YouTube channel, but
we're not old people.
I'm old sometimes.
I'm old.
I'm old.
I'm not old. 55. You're 56. I guess you're old.
I mean, it seemed old 20 years ago. Now it seems pretty young.
Now it seems 60 doesn't seem so old anymore.
But if you look underneath the channel, you can go down and we've got, I don't know, there's 10 or 20 different things on there.
Yeah, there's a workout tank and a hood. Is there
a water
hoodie,
bottle,
water
and
bottle, coffee cup. We
had a bag. I've got some more samples ordered.
We ordered some stuff originally and we didn't like the way it came out, so we changed some things, and so this is the stuff that we like, that we approve of. So if you'd like to check out the swag, we also have a website called thedownsized.org where you can find some products that we like. We're Amazon affiliates, so we make a small commission off of those purchases. But you can check them out. Things like protein bars I like, Premier protein shakes, like my Mag 07 that I use for constipation. Check it out.
So and I think we're going to end up, because we're Amazon affiliates, we actually get previews of all the Black Friday stuff. So I think Lorraine's going to end up doing 10 things that are on sale for Black Friday on Amazon.
I have to figure that out. I have to watch some YouTube videos to figure out the Amazon.
We can do that pretty
stuff.
easily. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah. I told Christopher, I'm not a figure outer. I'm more of a talk about it around. Did you guys see that video on that was going around TikTok?
And Instagram.
I'm not a zoomer arounder. I'm more of a lay arounder. This little kid was telling his mom. Amy mute the thingy. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining Club Downsized Journeys. Thanks, Munich. Thank you, Amy, for joining. Yeah, we have a new member. Thank you very much.
All right. Let's see here. So, yeah. So is everybody getting ready for Thanksgiving? Have to get it back to, let's
What are
see,
you
your
doing,
Mama
Doug?
7 says hi. Dina Endajor, hello. Mary Cooper. Lady Alex says greetings all. Thank you, Lady Alex. Dina Endajar says, wow, what a difference. Glad you guys are healthier together. Yeah, that picture's pretty
rough.
The lockdown there was a lot of food involved. I had nothing better to do than cook. And
Yeah.
Pamela Ryan says, who's a member as well. Thank you, Pamela. Says, Laraine, you're on maintenance, right?
I am. So I've maintained a 50-pound loss now for about 4 months. I still take a once weekly shot of 7.5. I went all the way up to 12.5. And then once I hit my goal weight, I started coming down monthly to 10 a month and then 7.5. Yeah. And then I even tried 5 and I got too hungry. And so I went back up to 7.5. So I think I'm probably going to stay on 7.5 for a while. Going off my shot for 2 weeks for the colonoscopy, I really feel like my level of medicine in my body has come down.
Well, it has to build back up.
So it has now. I have to build it back up. So, yeah. So I drank some protein hot chocolate because I was like, I'm still hungry and I want something like chocolatey. So there's a Premier Protein hot chocolate that I like. It has 10 grams of protein.
Lady Alex has lots.
I'm currently on a semaglutide tapering schedule and have not gained 1 iota of weight in weeks. I'm
at my goal weight. Waiting for something bad to happen.
Bad stuff at times. Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like as long as I'm taking my shot, I bobble up and down, probably like plus or minus a pound or 2, but pretty much 142, 143, 144 is where I'm kind of holding on. At one point, my mochi doctor, last time I talked to him, said, "Oh, you're 5'4", you should be in the 130s." So maybe I'll try to lose 5 more pounds. I'm not really that worried about it, honestly. So
Kathleen Lavender says, hello, first time I can make a live. Hello, Kathleen.
Hello, Kathleen. So we're glad you guys can join us live. Please hit the like button. It helps YouTube suggest us to people looking for info on GLP-1s. Any advice on what to do other than watching diet and exercise to remain at your goal weight after stopping GLP-1s? Don't stop the GLP-1. I don't know. Some people want to go off the medicine, and that might work for you. And my advice is to test. You're a test subject of one. So can you go a week without the medication? Can you go 2 weeks? Can you go a month? Can you, do you need to take it every week? So what's happening? So you just have to find what works for you. I mean, of course, when you get to your goal weight, this isn't, a magic bullet. You're not going to stay at your goal weight forever if you go back to eating, overeating and, all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, healthy diet is important. Exercise is important. I don't think I'll ever completely stop them, ? But I know a lot of people want to try to go off of them and see what happens.
I think you're just going to have to test. I mean, the reality of these medications is they're a treatment for the disease of obesity. They're not a cure. So depending on what your personal history is, how you became obese to begin with, because there are people that have all kinds of reasons out there, right? It'll be different for everybody. So test and learn and let us know what you learn is what I can tell you.
I can remember when I was 13, my mom put me on one diet or another, and I lost 10 pounds, and I thought, I'm cured. I can eat whatever my skinny friend Amy is eating now because I'm not, because now I'm not overweight anymore. sadly, I found out quickly that it didn't work.
And
like
this is
that.
where I like to say we are not doctors, we are not lawyers, we are not pharmacists, we are not insurance agents. I
No.
seem to add a different thing. We are not all the time. We're parents, husband and wife. We've been married 21 years.
We have
we live down the street from you, probably, honestly.
We own our own business. We work from home. So, that's how we can make videos. And we made videos for our for our business, and nobody watched them. So we had all the
It's a
equipment.
much smaller topic.
We had all the equipment. Apparently people want to know about GLP-1s more than they wanted to know about private brands at the grocery store. So
yeah, but again, we're not doctors. So many times you may hear us say, hey, you should really talk to your doctor, or have you spoken to your prescribing physician or your healthcare team or whatever. Please do not take health advice from anybody on the internet. They do not know your situation and are not your doctor. So make sure you're talking to your doctor. And Rush.
What is Mochi Health new to Mochi? Mochi Health is my online
telehealth provider.
Telehealth provider. The name went out of my head. Yes. So I went online to Mochi Health. I think it's joinmochi.com. I talked to their doctor via, it's like a Zoom kind of call, and talked about my weight loss goals and my weight and my height and my BMI and all that kind of stuff. They said, yes, you qualify for weight loss medication, and I get my medication through them. I get a compounded version of Tirzepatide. Tirzepatide is the same medicine as what's in Mounjaro and Zepbound. I get it with a vial and an insulin syringe. So I draw out my weekly shot out of the vial every week and do the injection. And I've used Mochi Health since February. So,
so Anne, are you currently taking any GLP-1s? Because there's basically two paths for this, or really one path. The one path is talk to a doctor, go to your local doctor, talk to them, have blood work, have a physical, the whole 9 yards. And then you have the opportunity. There's a number of GLP-1s out there that you can take. Novo Nordisk owns ones called Semaglutide, which is Ozempic, and Wegovy. Ozempic is the version of Semaglutide for type 2 diabetes. Wegovy is the version for obesity. And then Eli Lilly has another one called Tirzepatide, which Laraine mentioned, which is Mounjaro and Zepbound. Mounjaro for weight loss or for obesity, for type 2 diabetes. Let me get it out.
Type 2 diabetes.
Let me get it out. Yeah. And then Zepbound for weight loss. Some people will then go to a telehealth provider, which is a doctor online, basically. And that telehealth provider may prescribe that for you. Some of them can write both the brands, so the Eli Lilly or the Novo Nordisk ones, and they have access to what's called a compounding pharmacy that can make that up for you as well. If you can get the branded through your insurance, it could be as cheap as $25, and by all means, that's what you should do.
Our insurance does not cover weight loss medications. So in that case, we can get Zepbound at CVS with the Eli Lilly manufacturer's coupon. If you sign up for the coupon now, it's $650 a month for the Zepbound. Since, and that's a lot of money. So I get mine compounded version, and it's a lot cheaper. So Mochi is $79 a month for the doctor fee, membership fee, and then how much is it? $325.
Oh,
I think it's $325 a month for Tirzepatide. So it's a little bit cheaper. Every little bit helps.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. Finn from Within 66, who's a member. Thank you very much.
Hey,
good
thanks for
evening.
being a member. My husband is skinny and eats whatever he wants. God bless those people. A real challenge, but on GLP-1, as easy as pie, which I don't eat. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people, luckily for me,
well, I mean,
we both needed to lose weight.
But what we've discovered is Americans in general eat too much food. We all go to a restaurant and we expect a giant plate of things. And the number one complaint on Facebook about a restaurant is they didn't give me enough food. Well, we're all eating too much. We all eat too much sugar, too many carbs, too many things. And it's not that any of those things are bad, but in excess they contribute to the problem of obesity.
I
to that
just
disease.
realized you're still wearing your Superman shirt.
Yeah, I am. My children gave me this shirt.
Yeah. So yeah,
adapting
Americans
your
eat
diet
too
even
much.
for him
That's,
to be protein, then veggie, then carbs, then fats.
Yeah.
It's not a bad way to eat for anybody. And if you want to have a piece of pie, even you can have a piece of pie once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, no food is off limits, and if he wants to add some extra servings of whatever, then that's cool. Angie Yu says hello, Angie. Amy says thank you for letting me know about your live. You're welcome. So yeah, I sometimes well, if you subscribe and you hit that bell icon, then I think you get an email whenever we're going to go live.
Yep.
So that's a great way to do it. If I forget to post it on Facebook or wherever I think about posting it at the time. Jennifer Nebraska says, howdy, y'all. Nebraska gives us PTSD.
No, it doesn't.
No, just kidding.
We lived in Nebraska.
We lived in Nebraska for 2 years, about 10 years ago.
It was a lovely place.
It was very cold.
It was very cold. But
yeah.
Omaha was a nice city.
It was.
Pamela said, Ryan said, we are not old people. I am.
Yeah.
That's
no.
Ask my children; they'll tell you.
Well, they do like to tell us that we're old, but we're not. I am older than you. Ha ha ha. So there you go, Christopher. It's all relative. As someone who still has a few original 8-track tapes, I'm not old. I'm a classic. My first car had an 8-track tape player, and I got an 8-track tape of Prince, and it was before he really hit it big. It was like his first album where he's got the hair that's just coming out like this. Yeah, 8-track tapes. Good times. Hi, I just found you guys today, enjoying hearing about your journey. Well, thank you. Yeah, I've never liked 8-tracks, still have an album collection. Good for you. I used to have a very extensive cassette collection, and I think I pitched them at some point because I just had bought everything on iTunes or had.
I had an 8-track as a kid. I think my first 8-track was Jim Croce. And the number one song, Bad Bad Leroy Brown, was the song that split. You get to the end and it's split
over
and it goes ka-chunk. And I'm like, why would they split the number one song? I mean, there were other good songs on there, but it split. It always annoyed me.
Well, and my kids just don't understand because now there's Spotify and you can listen to any song at any moment with just a press of a click of a whatever, and it's just and you can get all the lyrics. Like I never knew all the lyrics to all my favorite songs, and now everybody's singing all Taylor Swift's lyrics like they know them better than Taylor Swift at this point. Anyway,
Pamela Ryan says ready for your dinner stream. So we're going to do a Thanksgiving dinner live stream the Saturday before Thanksgiving. I think at 5:00 Eastern Standard Time we'll start, and we're going to have a couple of viewers over, a couple of ladies who live in our area who have actually done Downsized dish interviews. Laraine and Mindy are going to come over. We'll kind of sit, chat. I'll cook at the same time, really kind of one part cooking show, one part talk show. And it'll probably be, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours long because we're going to cook and eat and do the whole thing and just take questions live. So,
Christopher is a very good cook. He cooks everything at our house. I don't cook anything unless it's like super simple, like a fried egg or something. But yeah, so he's going to cook and I'm going to sit and watch him cook and then I'm going to eat. So
but the goal there is
sounds great, right?
What does a GLP-1 Thanksgiving dinner look like?
Or what could it look like? It doesn't have to look like that.
Thank you, darling. That's excellent. We appreciate that. What could a GLP-1 Thanksgiving look like? And taking all of those classic Thanksgiving fall flavors and morphing them into something that's still indulgent but healthier and focuses on protein and veg first, because so many of these meals are just, I mean, I love macaroni and cheese, but it's macaroni and cheese, it's mashed potatoes, it's stuffing, it's just carb,
All
carb,
the
carb, carb,
carbs.
carb, 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 carb.
All the carbs.
And,
Yeah.
and my number one, if I were being executed, I wouldn't want turkey and dressing. That is the thing I would want.
Oh, yes, your last meal.
That is my last meal. Absolutely. But so how do we do that? So it'll be interesting, and we'll chat and talk. Let's see here. Lady Alex says, I celebrate Thanksgiving by working on that day and making double time. Well, that's always a good thing. Besides, we're vegetarian. You can still have Thanksgiving with a vegetarian. That's perfectly fine. There's a lot of great things. I think I'm going to do a roasted Brussels sprout. We'll do some sweet potatoes, probably some green beans. There'll be a lot of veg. So it should be fun. Healthy Spirit Podcast.
Yay, catching live, Denver, Colorado. There is a Denver, North Carolina, which I didn't know till we moved here. But yeah, cool. Thanks for watching. Last year we were on the medication. We started September 29th, 2023. So we went through Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's on the medication. And I just really didn't eat a lot at Thanksgiving. I think I ate like one plate full of food. And then I was done instead of getting more and then having 3 pieces of pie. And then, I just there wasn't room. I couldn't physically eat that much. And it was fine. Like I just ate normal portions. What a concept, right? So, so we're this year for Thanksgiving, we're going to my parents' house in South Carolina. And then Christopher will cook a few other things. He'll cook some things for that. He'll cook some things for friends. And then we're also going to do this live cooking with some Thanksgiving ideas. So, yeah.
Jack.
How many calories did you eat a day at the beginning? Not a lot. So I didn't track calories or points or anything. I'm a big Weight Watchers member for years and years. And I have been traumatized by counting points forever. So I just decided I wasn't going to do that. And when you're not eating a lot, you don't really, it's easy to track because you're just not eating a lot. How many calories a day would you say we were eating at the beginning?
Not enough. I'm sure people, if I put the number on Facebook, people would yell at me.
Yeah. Really focus on I think, I'm not a doctor, but I say try to focus on your grams of protein. So there's a lot of protein calculators out there on the internet. You can try to find your protein target. Mine is somewhere between 60 and 80 grams of protein a day. I'm a 55-year-old, 143-pound woman. So that's about what my protein target is. And so if you can get 30 grams of protein at each meal, you're doing great. Eat your protein first, because you're not going to be hungry for a lot and you're not going to be able to eat a lot. So eat your protein first. Eat a piece of chicken or some eggs or some Greek yogurt or ground beef or whatever your favorite protein source is. But yeah, I actually try to focus on your protein goal.
Protein drinks are not meal substitutes. Try and eat real food.
Real food is better, but
do the best. But early on, I mean,
I use protein shakes
up through 7.5, the end of it to 10. I mean, it just suppressed my appetite so much. I was having to intentionally eat to get above the 1,000 calories. I know, and it was difficult.
I mean, some people who have done bariatric surgery compare it to what a bariatric patient eats immediately.
And we haven't, so we don't have a point of reference.
We've never done bariatric surgery, but it's just not a lot.
But I watched a doctor today who was talking about calories, and they really promoted the idea that you should look at your total calorie count for the week and not day by day, because as long as you kind of balanced out over the week, it would be okay.
Kind of like weighing yourself.
Not a doctor, but
yeah, I mean, and that makes sense. I mean, it does even out over time. It's like your weight. You weigh once a week, weigh every day. You're gonna see fluctuations, or you're gonna see a trend. So.
And Sean Ackridge, week 11 of my Mounjaro 15 milligram stall, and I'm about to throw in the towel and grab a Dairy Queen Blizzard. The first thing I would ask is, Sean, are you a type 2 diabetic? Because you're on Mounjaro, which that's not everyone is. Obviously, I used Mounjaro and wasn't one. So, but if you are, be careful. Don't just go throwing blizzards down be careful.
So we did a video, 8 reasons why you're not losing weight, or what to do in a stall. I think we also made a video about that. We've got a lot of videos out there now. So you can search them for topics you're looking for. But you want to address the stall question, or you want me to address
Well, I don't know
the
where you
stall
are in
question?
your journey, Sean. So, or you're
Week
at
11.
15, so you must be in week 11. So you must, I don't know how much more weight you have to lose. I mean, I've been on 15, what did I say, 16 or 17 weeks now.
Long time.
And I started at 286.5 and I'm 204. So yeah,
Something like that.
yeah, something like that.
202.
202.5, I think what I was. So I'm 84 pounds down. My goal is 190 pounds. The last 20 pounds have been the most difficult ones, and they have been slow. And I've basically adopted the mentality that I'm in maintenance. And if I can take off that extra 10, 11, 12 pounds, that's awesome, but I feel great.
Yeah.
And the longer I can maintain a weight, the better I feel that I have a shot of continuing to maintain it. Again, I don't know where you are in your journey.
So stalls or plateaus are where you stop losing weight for a week or two. And sometimes you can move up your dose, your medication. If you're at 15, there's nowhere for you to go. So what do you do if you're at 15? So I'd really look at what you're eating. Are you eating the same things every day? Maybe switch it up. Try something different. Are you getting any exercise in? You don't have to exercise, but that could help break the stall. Are you drinking 80 ounces of water a day? I find that to be helpful. And maybe your body just has to catch up. Also, if you're eating low calories every day, sometimes if you shock your body by eating a higher
Dairy
calorie Dairy Queen Blizzard.
A cheeseburger.
My favorite is
a
a cheeseburger from Shake Shack. That'll, kick your metabolism right back up, because your metabolism has to rev back up to burn those calories. And if you drop your calories and down the next day, you kind of trick it so it's still burning up high, but you're not feeding it anymore. That's my non-scientific.
I don't know. I believe
your
your body needs variety too. So if you're eating the same thing all the time, switch it up a little bit. Try something else.
Yeah, and week 11, that's not long enough to throw in the towel quite yet. Keep going. You'll get there. Thin from Within 66 says, for 3 weeks I had to use Empower Tirzepatide with niacinamide. So yesterday went back to my Hallandale Tirzepatide, instant suppression and no food noise. I'm so happy. That's good. So niacinamide is what B3, a B vitamin, B3. So I don't know how it would work, how that would be less suppression than without.
I mean, the challenge of all this, and I've had the same thoughts about a lot of this stuff, is because we're samples of one in research, right? We only know what our experience is, or Laraine and I know what our 2 experiences are. And these medications react differently every day, every week. Is it possible the Empower stuff isn't as effective because it has niacinamide, or because they're not mixing it the same? Or sure, all that's possible. It's also possible that your body just decided to do what it wants to do that day or that week. I don't know.
Well, and, track your symptoms, track your side effects, track what dose you have and what, where your medication came from. You might notice a pattern. And everybody is different on these medications. So what works for you might not work for your husband or your friend or somebody you talk to on the internet. So, I like to keep a spreadsheet. There's a spreadsheet that I made at thedownsized.org if you want to download a copy and use it. So the new card is $550.
Well, no. So Rainey, we actually did a video on this a couple of weeks ago when it released. There's 2 cards out there.
Yeah.
So if you had already had a card and you updated yours, you got a text message, and I did a whole video on the text message that I got, that yours will continue to be $550. If you're a new patient and you go sign up for it
right now,
the $650 one that they had announced prior to that is the price that will continue forward. So there's 2 out there.
Yeah.
I don't know how you justify that sort of strange marketing, but
yeah. So anyway, it's going up. Amy says, who decided to try a GLP-1 first? How soon did your spouse decide to start? So when we first heard about Wegovy, or Ozempic, it was several years ago. And Christopher actually asked his doctor about it. And his doctor wrote him a prescription. I went to the pharmacy to fill it. It was over $1,000.
Right after it first started, we saw a report on the news. Somebody was losing weight with it.
And we couldn't.
Maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, we just couldn't figure out how to make that work. Like it just, and we didn't know anything about it. Like we didn't, And then I guess about a year ago, I have a friend, Elaine, who lost some weight, a lot of weight. And I said, what are you doing? And she said, I'm taking this medicine called Mounjaro. And I'm like, I've never heard of Mounjaro. What is this medicine? So my doctor told me to just diet and exercise. I was 193 pounds and 5'4". So she wasn't helpful. So I went online to an online telehealth provider, and that's how I got my compounded Tirzepatide that way. But there was no first.
We had been talking about this for 3 years.
Yeah.
So that when we finally figured out that there was a way for us to afford it, we were both in. We took the shots the same day.
We started at the same time. So because when I first, I think I had to buy a 3-month supply. I was with a different online provider when we started back September. So I had to buy 3 months supply at a time. And it was, you think of what you're paying per month times 3. I think it was $1,200 or I don't know what it was, $1,000. And I said, Christopher, I really want to do this, but here's the price. He goes, I want to do it too. And I was like, really? So, we both started, and it was fantastic. I mean, from the first month, we just both immediately responded. He lost a lot the first month. I think I lost 7 pounds, but I was thrilled.
17 pounds the first month.
Yeah. But I was thrilled. So, and we've just kept going. Polly the primate, eat slowly, eat small.
That's right.
Always good advice on a GLP-1 or not. Maria Lopez says, hi from California. You guys are looking great. Well, thanks, Maria Lopez. California. All right. Lady Alex, anyone else experiencing hair loss?
I did. I had a full head of hair. I had a full throw
kidding.
in 1986. Just a long time ago.
Kidding. So a lot of people do experience some hair loss. And what we've come to understand through our, research, talking to people, we're not doctors. Whenever you have weight loss, sometimes you do have hair loss that goes along with that weight loss. So I did have some hair loss. I noticed kind of in the middle of my journey. I think when we got up to about 30 or 40 pounds down, kind of in the middle. I noticed more hair coming out. I noticed my hair was thinner. So I just made everything more gentle for my hair. Like I changed shampoos and I just quit washing it so much. People have had success with things like Nutrafol. My hairdresser suggested that. There are some things out there that you might try. And again, you can always ask your doctor what they say.
Yeah.
You got nothing on that.
If I could have stopped the falling out a long time ago.
I don't think it's falling out anymore. I think now that I'm maintaining, I do think my hair grows more slowly now, but I don't know if that's just because I'm going through menopause and I'm 55 and blah, blah, blah. The cause and effect, I don't know that one thing caused the other thing. But yeah.
All right. So we have 141 people on there right now. Hello to everyone. If you have a question, feel free to pop it in there. If you throw a Q or a question in front of it, so I make sure I catch it, that's awesome as well. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I would love to get to 100 likes tonight. It always makes me happy. Lovely one.
Laraine, how does it feel to just nilly say your weight out loud I know, right? Like I would never say my weight. I never even said my weight to you. Like we didn't.
Had you ever heard me say my weight
No.
before?
No. No, because what if someone found out how much I weighed and they would think I was a terrible person because I weighed 193 pounds or 200 pounds or 232 pounds, I think was my all-time high. So, yeah, and we have to, I've just kind of let it go at this point. Like it's just a number. It doesn't define me as a person. And that's easy to say. But yeah, it's just, a year ago, 2 years ago, my whole life, I would never tell anyone how much I weighed, like ever. Like, even at Weight Watchers, when they weigh you, when you used to go on the scale with the little slidey things, like there was a little shield in front of it. So nobody saw your weight except the lady that was weighing you. And then she'd write it down. She would not say it aloud. And then she would hand you your little book. So, but now I mean, I don't care. And I see people, people list their weights all the time on different Facebook groups and different YouTube channels. And they'll just flat out tell you how much they weigh. And when I was starting, I wanted to find someone like me, my age, my height, my starting weight. How quick did they do it? How fast can I get this weight off? Because I wanted to know it was possible. And yeah, it's possible. So yeah, it's really weird to just say my weight and not care.
Let's see here.
Mel Bethel, the longer I can maintain a weight, the better shot I have to continue to maintain it. Love this mindset, Christopher.
Thank you, Mel. Thank you for being a member, Mel.
Yeah.
I love names, so I will butcher your name, and I apologize very much. But I think it has a lot of A's in it, and I think that's fabulous. So Diana Yasharala, I'm going to say Diana Rasha.
My main name was
Yasharala.
Orphanides, so I
think it's fabulous though, Diana. My favorite person's name on NPR is Ophabia Quist Arcton, and I just like saying their name.
Fantastic.
Their name.
My shot day is the day before Thanksgiving, so I'll have a very hard time eating anything that day. Probably. Yeah. I've shifted my shot days plus or minus a day. You could ask your doctor if that would be okay. It just depends on how you want to approach Thanksgiving. Do you want to just maintain the course? This is now your life, and that's your shot day, and we're just going to merrily roll along, and we're just going to eat small portions, and it'll be great because it'll be fun anyway because we'll be around people and we'll have a great time? Or do you want to push your shot day off a couple days and maybe be able to eat a whole piece of pumpkin pie because it's your favorite? No judgment either way. I've done it, well, not Thanksgiving, but vacations and stuff. I've done it both ways. And, just think about how you want to handle it and what is right for you. Country Bumpkin, if you could start over, would you titrate your doses up slower than you did this time? Yes. Do you think people are increasing doses too quickly? I don't know. You guys look great. Thank you very much. Yeah. So when we first started, we did not know, we got a 3-month supply to start, and we got 3 doses, month supply of each. Is somebody meowing?
Yeah, that's JoJo.
Where is she?
She wants to go outside. She's standing down there yelling.
Oh,
yeah.
Good cat. So we didn't know. We thought 2.5. We took 4 shots of that, and then 5 when we took 4 shots of that, and then 7.5 and took 4 shots of that. And I think by the time we figured out we could stay on a dose, I think we were on 7.5.
Well, mine was a little different, but yeah, we didn't know any better.
We didn't know. So now we're not doctors, but the current thinking, what I hear around the town, around the internet, is if the dose you're on is working, meaning you're losing 1 to 2 pounds a week, stay on that dose. I've interviewed people who have lost 50 pounds on 2.5. Some people have never gone above 5. Some people don't lose much weight until they get into those upper doses, 10, 12, 15. So
everybody's different.
You really have to figure out what works for you. If you have a lot to lose, 100 pounds or more, you definitely want to move up slowly, because once you get to that top dose of 15, there's nowhere to go. So yeah. Your hair looks so pretty, Laraine. Thank you. I got my hair cut yesterday. I don't know if you guys can tell. And then she blew it out straight. And I'm like, oh, Christopher, my hair's not poofy today. And Christopher's like, good, it'll look better on camera. And I'm like, oh, okay. But thank you. Yeah. Usually my hair has its own mindset. So thank you, Lynn. Thin from within 66. So I gave it 3 weeks to see. I've had Hallandale from February till the change, and I do also have name brand Zepbound, but I have never been so hungry. I've tracked. Yeah. So that's, since I started. Yeah. So it's good that
you're
you're
doing
tracking.
the best you can. And you might, we've never used that pharmacy. You might get a pharmacy out there that the mix just doesn't work for you. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. So just keep track and do what works for you. Yvonne Gomez. Hi, guys. Good to see you both. So reassuring to hear these testimonials. I don't get tired of hearing. Could listen to these things over and over, and it's so reassuring. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching and being on the live today. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I say the same things over and over, but there's always new people coming in that have new questions. So if you guys have a question, please type it in there. Godspeeds. What do you take for constipation? I don't take anything. He doesn't have this problem. He has. I have the opposite problem. It comes out too quickly, not slowly. So I have some sugar-free fiber gummies that I like. I take 2 of those a day. That's 5 grams of fiber. I also have a product called Mag07, which I heard about on one of these channels. Mag07 is like a cleanse kind of thing with magnesium in it. My doctor suggested Miralax. So there's a lot of over-the-counter things out there. If you want to go on our website, thedownsized.org, I've linked both of those products on our store page. We're Amazon affiliates. We make a small commission. But if you want to check that out, they're there. You can do that. But yeah, I have to stay on top of my constipation even now a year later. And, I think that I've probably always had an issue with constipation, and I just never noticed it or, worried about it. But now I really know that you gotta move that waste out of your body. So, yeah, it's important. Jill says, struggling to drink enough water. Any tips? Well, do you have a water this size? Do you have one right now? You have a Hello Kitty one. This is also on my Amazon store if you'd like to buy the Hello Kitty one. No, just I carry this with me to the gym. When I'm going somewhere in the car, I fill it up and I have it in the car. And as I'm driving, I'll sip on it. Just keep filling it up. I also like to use electrolytes in my water, especially when I'm doing a workout that day. I just think it makes me feel better. I don't know that it actually does anything. I just like them. And now, monitor though, because there's a lot of magnesium in the electrolytes. And if you're taking Mag07, you can actually OD on magnesium. So be careful of that. Yeah. But I mean, just water, I also have a water bottle, like a plastic water bottle in my bathroom. So I'll fill that up in the morning and I take my multivitamin and I take a fish oil supplement and I take a calcium supplement and I take calcium vitamin D. And I have something else that I take. And I try to drink, 20 to 30 ounces of water with those medications. And then I go down and have coffee. And then we drink water with our meals. So with lunch, with dinner, we drink water. I don't drink anything that has calories in it, except for wine. So whenever I'm drinking something, it's water, an occasional Diet Coke, because I do love Diet Coke. But here's the thing with both water and protein. You can have a goal, but it's a goal. It's not a rule. It's not a law. You'll be okay. Do the best you can. Well, and I find if I don't drink my water, my constipation gets worse. So keep it moving. All these things, just keep it moving. If you're sitting down to watch TV, sit down with a big mug of water. And I put flavors in my water, like those little flavor packs. I get at Aldi. They're cheap. I throw them in occasionally. Yeah. Pamela Ryan, 138 pounds with none to go.
I think if we
Yeah.
look at the next comment,
Oh.
she has some to go. But I'm giving her confetti
Oh,
because didn't she want
yay.
confetti earlier? I think she had missed the last.
Who doesn't
live.
want confetti?
Everybody loves the confetti. So yeah, good job.
Is there
Pamela.
another comment? That you should-
Let's see here.
I don't know. Christopher will scroll and figure it out. 8 to go. I think was she on the? Did we talk to her a minute ago?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
Pamela?
Yeah.
We did,
She
right?
was. She was.
Sorry,
for
Pamela.
Sure.
Yeah, with 8 to go. So that's amazing. So people are definitely noticing your weight loss. And another big question that people ask us is, do I tell them? Do I not tell them? What do I do? What do I say? I tell them, people
We
at
just
the
did
gym.
a whole video on that a week or two ago.
People
too.
at the gym ask me all the time, how did you lose weight? And I said, well, I've been coming here now for 3 years. You've seen me here like every day. But I take this weight loss medication. It turns out my body doesn't make a thing called a GLP-1. So I take this medication that has a GLP-1 in it. And now my brain and my gut can talk to each other and say, oh, you're full, stop eating. Okay, I'll stop eating. Or you're not hungry all the time anymore. You don't need to eat all the time. And it's a tool that's made a difference in our lives.
Yeah. All right, there's 137 people on there right now. Hello, everyone. If you're new here,
Party
make
people
sure to
in the
drop your
house.
name in and say hello. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We're at 71 likes right now. Let's see here. Lady Alex says my goal was 150 from 185. I kept going, and now I'm at 135. I think that'll get you some confetti too.
Yeah. So I used to say I was 5'6" because I was 5'5.5", and then I shrunk. So, yeah, but that's excellent. 135 from 185. That's great work. Polly the primate. That eat slow, small was advice for Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, okay. Put small portions, just even bites, so you can taste it on your plate, so that you don't have to either eat it all or leave a lot on the plate. It's excellent advice. You can always go for more, but hopefully if you go slow, you'll be full. There's a lady in my Weight Watchers group that has a 3-bite rule. So I guess if she's faced with a lot of foods and wants to try a lot of things, she has a 3-bite rule. She doesn't take more than 3 bites of anything. I don't know.
It sounds like what Polly does basically too.
I always worry about insulting someone if I leave something they made on my plate, so I take very small samples. That's a good idea. And people's feelings do, it's something to think about at Thanksgiving because they made it and they want you to try it, and you don't want to make them feel bad, but you're also on this weight loss journey, and so maybe you just say, oh yeah, I'd love to try a bite of that.
Oh, Diana said I said her name correctly. Yay! I try, really I do, and it's hard. Particularly we get people from all over the world. So sometimes just the phonetics and the way the languages are structured, I don't even know. So I do the best I can, but I try. Black Squirrel.
I've been on Wegovy for 8 months and I've lost almost 60 pounds. Yay! Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. We heard about the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Stopped covering it. So I took my first shot of compounded today. It was so much easier and more painless than I feared. That's awesome. So yeah, that stinks when your insurance covered it, now doesn't cover it. But I'm glad that you found the compounded. So Christopher has seen no difference from the name brand to the compounded.
No.
We're on Tirzepatide. You're on Semaglutide.
And I switch back week to week a good bit, honestly.
Yeah. And giving yourself that shot with that insulin needle honestly, it was a little scary at first, and now I've done it like 60 times. And today I was like, oh, I didn't even feel that. And I've heard people say that before. Oh, I didn't even feel it. I always have felt it, but today
sometimes I don't really.
I think the trick is to squeeze the skin. Make sure you're injecting it into fat, like squeeze your skin, and then
you're distracting yourself a bit.
Maybe that's it, the distraction. But yeah. Lynn, I have my starting dose in the fridge. I am worried about side effects increasing from my reflux. Either of you or viewers have reflux GERD when starting? How is it now? Thank you. You had reflux.
A little bit.
You were taking medicine at one time.
I did. And I mean, it was triggered by, like tomatoes. I just Tomatoes and cucumbers are rough for me. I can't really do those.
Nightshade. Are those nightshade? Cucumber you mentioned.
Tomato is. I don't know if a cucumber is. That's beyond
I
my.
chewed on a lot of Tums at the beginning. Christopher doesn't believe in Tums. He doesn't take
Well, I think
Tums,
they're
but-
lovely. They just don't do much.
Yeah. I think the benefit of losing weight will I was working on a story today about benefits of weight loss, and it's GERD came up. Like, you reduce your occurrence of that problem if you lose weight. I don't know. It's an uninformed thought. I don't want to just say lose weight and it'll fix everything, but I think, just start slowly. I mean, I'm sure you've talked to your doctor about your reflux, and so try it. I mean, what's the worst that happens? Like, you feel maybe a little bad. Do you take anything for the reflux? Do you take like a daily pill? What do you normally do when you have that? I have no advice for this beyond that.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're going to eat less, which means you automatically ought to have a little less. Yeah, not a doctor, so please make sure you talk to your doctor. I have seen some conversation around it, and I have not. Honestly, I don't really have that. I avoid tomatoes most of the time. Even though I love them, but so I don't know. Talk to your doctor, but.
Naturalista 20. My new insurance only allows 1 month of the 0.5 doses. I've heard that. So I have to move up to 10 next month. Was hoping to stay on 7.5 as it's working well. My provider is appealing, so I'll see what happens. I mean, you can write them a letter. You can call them. We know someone who just went through a big appeal process and got their medication covered. So it does work. These appeals can work sometimes. If they're covering it, yeah, I mean, that's it. You don't necessarily want to move up unless you have to. So that's a bummer, but if you're getting it covered,
these medications will continue to work. So, I mean, it
still
depends
work.
on
Probably
your situation, but I don't know. I would definitely appeal.
Yeah.
And you can.
And I don't know where they got it that those 0.5 doses were like.
Yeah, we've heard that a good bit.
Stepping stone doses, because when they did the Surmount studies, when Eli Lilly did these studies, I don't think they made any distinction. It was just stepping people up to get to the top dose was their goal, because they thought people could only lose on that top dose.
No, not really.
Well, but they got everybody up to that top dose to see what happened. Because if you started on 15, like, you'd maybe not feel good or have more side effects or whatnot. So I don't know where they got that idea.
Gonzo says, "Can you take allergy medicine with Tirzepatide?" This is where we say we're not doctors. So
I have no idea.
Talk to your doctors. I have not seen any information or research that there is a issue, and I read every bit of research that comes out that I can find. We do news stories on them.
This is like Allegra or Zysol or one of those.
To my knowledge, there's no information. There's nothing against that, but I'm not a doctor, so please make sure you ask your doctor.
Yeah.
Mel says access to GLP-1 treatment is slowly becoming a matter of the haves and the have-nots. It's so important. I don't even think it's slowly. I think that's just the case. I mean, I think the challenge is today to get good insurance that it covers, you're going to have a good job. And honestly, it's going to be a large company. There really aren't small companies that carry this.
They're not in the marketplace.
The government, the Medicaid's not allowed to cover it. So it's just expensive. I mean, it just is. And I think the hope, somebody asked in the live for the members, what came out of the Obesity Week conference that you were interested in. Not a lot, honestly, but the whole conversation around there's 3 or 4 pills in development is truly exciting, because that's what has the possibility to make things cost less. It's going to be a lot cheaper and easier to produce. There'll be a lot more available.
Don't have to make the pen.
And when there's more competition, because these were coming from 3, 4, 5 different companies, more competition should drive price down. The ability to manufacture cheaper should drive price down. And then it opens up the market from the small bit that can afford it to the half of all of America and half of the world that could take it. So
so we just have to hold on for a couple more years.
I think it will come. I do. It's
but there's definitely things coming down the pipeline, like these medicines, these new medicines are coming. So we're hopeful that eventually it'll be more accessible for more people. Polly, the primate, I was 5'3" and 3/4 forever, and then all of a sudden I'm barely 5'3". Oh no, Polly! I really hung on. Same girl, same. Yeah, I really hung on to that 3/4 inch. Like, and for me, I didn't really care about how tall I was, except for I could weigh more if I was taller. So losing those inches, the only thing I cared about was now that I had to weigh less. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that so messed up? So messed up.
All right. Yeah. Polly again.
At Lynn, I actually had a lot of reflux before starting, and I don't suffer from it anymore. That's good. Probably because of all the bad things I don't want to eat anymore. That could be also. So
yeah, it's a lot of it can be based off of stuff we're eating. And I know if I went out and had, a plate of fried food, it would get me.
Yeah, fried food usually does not sit well with this medication. You might feel bad. It might it just feels like it takes longer to digest, and it just kind of hangs out there longer. Ugh. So who's calling you?
That's our child.
Oh. No, yeah. Sorry, Olivia, we're on the live. But yeah, hello.
Oh, I know. Hold on. Sorry, I got distracted. Why don't you tell them about the downsized dish? We have a number of exciting ones scheduled, and then we're always looking for people.
We have an interview series called The Downsized Dish, where I talk to everyday people just like you out there who are on a GLP-1 weight loss journey, or maybe you're thinking about a weight loss journey, or maybe you're on maintenance. So I like to talk to people and ask them how they did it, how it worked for them, any high points, low points, tips, tricks, all the things. If you'd like to come on and be interviewed, send me an email to Laraine at thedownsized.org, Laraine at thedownsized.org. And I'll send you a link to our calendar. We'll get you all set up. And I did want to ask the people out there. So I'm doing a downsized dish with people who have had bariatric surgery.
So a panel, not really an interview, but
that's what I meant. Mm-hmm. Panel with people who have had bariatric surgery who have now lost weight on a GLP-1. And I think it would be interesting. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I had a gastric sleeve, or I had bypass and I lost 100 pounds and I gained some back, or I couldn't get down to my goal weight, but now I have with GLP-1. So if that's you, send me an email and we'll get together on a Sunday. I've got another lady, I think a Sunday in December, and we'll just get together and talk about some questions people might have, or, from a bariatric standpoint to GLP-1 point of view. So if that's you,
do a panel conversation.
Send me an email and we'll do a panel.
Yeah, I think that's exciting. If you haven't already, please make sure you go to our website, thedownsized.org, and check it out. Sign up for our email list. That way we always have we're able to get in touch with you in case anything happens.
We're thinking about doing a cruise, like a group cruise, maybe this summer. So sign up for the email list so you can be the first to know about all of that. No details on that yet. We were just kind of playing around with it. Christopher and I love to cruise. We did some videos when we were on a cruise last month or a couple months ago. So, and a lot of people ask us questions, how do you deal with all the food on a cruise? And
any vacation.
Can you take your protein shakes with you on a cruise and stuff like that? So, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. This is our daughter who doesn't ever want to be on here. Boo, end the live and answer my call.
Hi, Olivia.
Hello, Olivia.
she swore she would never be on our show, and here she is
That's-
making a comment. I guess she didn't know you'd put it up there.
Well, there you go.
Gonzo says, I start tomorrow on my first dose. Appreciate the info you both give. Watch many of your videos. Good luck on your first dose. Read all the information that comes with your medication. Wash your hands, and good luck. It doesn't hurt that much.
Oh, Darium, who's also a member. Darium, thanks for joining us.
You
He
want to read
says,
that?
I'm curious, do peeps chase suppression, no appetite, hunger, or satiety? You eat but get full fast when taking GLP-1s. For me, it's both, man. It's not really an either or.
I would like to not feel hungry all the time. So I talked about this a little bit at the beginning. I was off the medication to have a colonoscopy, and then I ended up taking a smaller dose, and now it's been a week and I took my regular dose, and I'm like jonesing for food. Like I'm looking in the cabinets. I'm like going to the grocery store. Like what has happened? So I haven't really kind of felt like this in months. So it was kind of weird. So, and I'm to the point now where at the beginning, we got full really fast, like 3 bites. And we're like, oh, we're done. Now, a year into this, on maintenance at my goal weight, I don't get full as fast. I do get full. And so that's a good feeling because I never had that feeling prior to a GLP-1. But I think my problem, my body doesn't make these GLP-1. So my body was telling me all the time that you're hungry, go look for food. And I kind of felt like that this past week. And I don't like that feeling. I don't like that feeling of like I want to eat everything in sight.
Well, I do appreciate the control it gives me. So it's the food's not owning me. It's not controlling what I think. It's not controlling how I feel. So I appreciate that. But the satiety, because I could eat some food. Holy cow.
Yeah. I mean, we've done whole vacations just around
We have.
eating. Not so much anymore. So, but yeah.
Our beautiful daughter says all you do is yap. She's holding JoJo in that picture. So
JoJo's little.
we love you, Livy. We'll talk to you in a little while. And Marilla with 1L says, Olivia, laughing emoji face there.
Yeah, Olivia's at college.
Yeah, so we're here. It's just us and JoJo here.
Yeah, it seems like she always wants to call us when we're on the live, but
she calls.
No, we talk to her
Love
pretty
you,
much
baby.
every day. Tammy Runyon, hey, I finally caught you once again. Hey, Tammy Runyon. Tammy Runyon's one of our OG subscribers, so hit that like and subscribe button. Olivia Durham, talking to you. If you haven't,
she subscribed.
She did.
No,
Olivia did.
but I went on all of the children's accounts early on, and they subscribed whether they knew it or not.
How do you know Olivia's YouTube account?
Signed in on the TV downstairs.
That's funny. Olivia immediately goes and changes her password in YouTube now.
No, I don't know her password, but it's signed in downstairs.
It's signed in downstairs. Yeah. So if you have a smart TV, you can watch YouTube.
I think Mel must have been watching it on her TV. Yeah.
Yeah. So I never done that before. So yeah, you can watch YouTube on your big TV. I did that when I was trying to learn how to play pickleball. I was trying to learn the rules. Black Squirrel said, I've had some hair loss, but it started before losing weight, probably due to menopause looming. Yeah, it did get worse around 45 pounds down, but it has improved since. Yeah, I've pretty much had that same experience. And I've actually gone through menopause after starting this medication. So I don't know that one caused the other. I mean, last year at this time, I was 54 years old and in no signs of going into menopause. I started the compounded Tirzepatide, was very regular for 3 months. December was the last month and have not had a monthly visitor since December. So, and when I had my checkup in March with my local doctor, she did blood work and my blood levels showed postmenopausal. And I'm like, how did I go from December having a period to March postmenopausal? And my doctor said, I don't know. So I don't know, again, I don't know what caused what, but people have commented that Mounjaro, Zepbound has made them able to get pregnant. It has alleviated some PCOS symptoms. So yeah, menopause. I don't know. And I do the patch and I take a progesterone pill. And if I forget to take one or the other, I wake up at 1,000 degrees in the night. Tammy Runyon says, I took my first compounded shot this morning, 15 milligram. I have to say, it's the first time I've had a burning, stinging feeling in my belly for about an hour afterwards. Burning, stinging. Like sometimes where the shot goes in, like I can feel it. Like I feel the medicine like kind of floating
I've
around
had
in
a
there.
couple of times. I sometimes think I hit something weird. Or, the challenge
Yeah.
with the syringes, you're injecting a bit deeper than the actual pens do. So I think it is possible to get it in a funny place. There's a lot of people that complain about the temperature too, and they'll leave their syringes out.
We'll leave the vial out for
a few minutes to
warm up to room temperature. Yeah, I have had that a couple times. I always like get up and move around and like try to get it. And you want to make sure you're injecting it into fat, like not into muscle, into fat. So the places for injection are the back of your arm, around your belly button, or at the top of your thigh.
Mm-hmm.
I've done thigh like once, didn't care for it. I've only gone around my belly button. Christopher did arm a couple times. He didn't particularly care for that.
It worked fine. I just didn't like it. I thought it hurt.
Yeah. Some people say that can help break a stall to do a different shot location. I say track what works for you, and then
it's free. Might as well try.
But yeah, I did have that. But for about an hour. I don't know. See what happens next time, Tammy. Report back.
All right. Let's see. There's 124 people on here. We have 89 likes. Let's see if we can get to 100. Please like and subscribe.
Olivia says, "Bruh."
Bruh. My college kid out there.
Bruh.
She's a big Broadway fan and a singer. If you go,
can't wait for the Wicked movie to come out.
She's all about it. I think she's got three viewings already scheduled. So.
Christopher was upset that he wasn't going to get to see her.
Well, she's not going to be here when. Yeah.
Mel Bethel says, "At its Darian, that's a great question. No, I think some hunger is probably not a bad thing. Thoughts? Yeah, no, I want to feel hungry. Like I want to feel hungry at mealtimes. That means, I don't know, it's time to eat. Like, there was a whole big thing about intuitive eating a few years ago, and some books came out. I was like, and I didn't understand it because I'm like, well, I'm hungry all the time and I eat and I don't feel full. So now with these GLP-1s, especially now that I've been on like the same dose for a while, I was getting my hair done yesterday and I was hungry. It was 6:00 and my stomach was rumbling.
You hadn't actually done the full 7.5, remember? Because you used what was left in the vials. It was like 7.
Today was shot day and this was last night. So I was feeling it. I was like, what's for dinner? I'm hungry. Yeah. No, I think it's a good thing to feel some hunger.
Oh, let's see here.
Tammy Runyon says, thinking about it, I used to leave my Zepbound pen out for about 15 minutes before injection, and I did this one cold probably. Yeah. So, or you can even like draw the medicine into the syringe and like set it down. You know what I mean? Like, and put the vial back in the fridge if you wanted to, really be.
I feel like I missed a comment.
What are you doing?
I was trying to remember a prior comment. Let's see here. Pamela Ryan says, Lynn, the benefit outstrips the cons of this. So she's speaking to Lynn, who was the one with GERD.
Oh, mm-hmm.
I agree. The benefits far outstripping. I mean, for me, no more blood pressure medication. I haven't, not off my cholesterol medication, but I feel like I will be next time we do blood work.
He doesn't snore anymore.
I don't snore. I can go up and down steps. I sleep better. She sleeps better. There's just so much.
Happy wife, happy life, right, Christopher?
Some days. Some days.
It's Darian. Mel, I think hunger is a good thing, but I know hunger can be triggering to some folks. That's an interesting thought. I like to eat, but get full fast and satisfied and go about my day. Hunger can be triggering. I mean, I guess hunger, when you think about it, hunger is a trigger, right? It's triggering you to eat. So is it triggering you to then maybe overeat or to grab the first thing? Like last night, I had gone too long without eating. I guess we had lunch at noon and it was dinner time. I hadn't had anything in between, so I was hungry. And sometimes when you get too hungry, I tend to grab whatever's closest, whatever's available, and it's not necessarily the best choice because I'm in such a state of
Olivia's participating in the
hangry.
conversation now.
He still snores. Does he? I don't hear him snoring, Olivia. How can you hear Olivia? Can you hear him all the way at school snoring, Olivia? Just not as loud. I don't know. I don't.
She sleeps next to me, so
I mean, he used to wake me up with his snoring. It was so loud. So, Tammy Runyon says, back of my arm with a needle instead of the pen could be kind of tricky. Yeah, I agree. Sorry, voice text mess up last message. No worries, Tammy. Yeah, if you have a friend who can do it, I've seen people on YouTube like doing videos of doing their back of their arms themselves. But
yeah, I think Dave Knapp has a video where he did it himself.
Yeah,
of that.
Yeah, but it seems tricky. Like, why?
I would make one, but I don't want to do a shot in my arm like that.
I just go around my belly button. I could go this side, I go to the top, just go around. So, yep.
All right, 94 likes, getting close to 100. We like that.
Something else. I can
She
hear
says
you
she
from
can
my
hear me
room.
from my room. You're 2 hours away in North Carolina. So.
No, but in our house, all the bedrooms are upstairs. So I guess, I don't know. It's what she says.
You know how the children are.
Yeah. Olivia, we need to have you as a guest on the show. What do you think?
You can sing a song, Olivia.
Can sing some songs from Wicked.
Yeah, there you go.
Popular.
All right. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Make sure that YouTube says, hey, this is a cool channel about GLP-1, Tirzepatide, Semaglutide, Zepbound, Wegovy, Ozempic, and tells everybody else so they come see us. If you'd like to schedule a Downsized Dish interview with Laraine, we would love to have you be on the channel.
Or you could interview with Christopher.
Yeah, I'm always looking for folks to talk to. I'm happy to talk to you. It's great content. We learn something every time, and people just love it. If you haven't checked out our website, please do check out thedownsized.org. And of course, make sure you join Club Downsized. If you have an opportunity and you just get a little bit of extra and you help support us, we deeply appreciate that. So let's see here, a few more comments and questions. And then I think we're about done. Mel
says no.
Mel says it's Darium Touche 100. And she says good night, CDLD and Olivia OD.
Good night, Mel. Thank you for your support. Thanks everybody out there for your support.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next Wednesday. Same time, same bat time, same bat channel.
We're traveling this week. We are going to Chicago.
Yep.
So maybe we'll do some fun airport videos or something.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for joining us, and we made it to 100 likes. Got 104. So thank you very much. And we will see you next week. And stay tuned. We've got a great Downsized Dish coming up tomorrow.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks. Bye-bye.